Kerthunk! Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy, and I am getting the heck out of these pants. That's what I call my rifles. Welcome back to more Splatoon 2. Last time, it was the Dually Squelcher's turn through some ranked battles, and now, we are back in Octo Canyon once more to moisten these boxes. We found it, hidden not so well. Octolings ahoy, moray twilight! Oh, it's quite beautiful here. So we get to see them in Octo Snipers and Octolings. You know the drill, find those mini zap fishies. Thankfully, because you use the word fishy, we don't have to have that difficult debate over what the plural of fish actually is, if it's fishes or fish. I kind of like how you get to see the stages in different times of the day, where in Octo Canyon, they're always in the evening, always in twilight, whereas in Versus, it's during the day, and then in Splatfest, you get to see it at night. One down, a bunch to go. That Octoling we saw there had an Octo Blaster on them. And this one, I didn't get to see what they have. Point is, they can have multiple different weapons. They can have an Octo Shot, an Octo Blaster, an Octo Roller. Oh, there's the Octo Blaster again. Or an Octo Slosher. Not all of these weapons are available for play, making them technically also fitting with the lost weapons that I talked about before. The Octo Shot is eventually available for play though, but not all of these are. They are essentially the same as the second weapon kit that's available for them. For instance, an Octo Shot is verbatim a 10 attack splatter shot instead of a regular splatter shot, whereas the Hero Shot is the equivalent of the regular splatter shot. Take that. I'm gonna keep moving around. Those are not my splash walls, unfortunately, so they did not serve as ample protection there. Which sucks because it's probably where I'd put one if I had one. I'll take the eggs. Go ahead and take the eggs, feel a little better. And then we'll go up. Hit the SOT sailing by. Well, I got 1 out of 2. Oh, this is taking me to the enemy base. Down there is that. That's not. Oh god, the Octo Slosher. This is a bad place to be. Yeah, I'm gonna try to pause it so that you can see these weapons up close, because with them not being available for use, I think they're some of the more underappreciated weapon designs out there. Because a lot of them are cool. They look a lot more, I guess, realistic than a lot of other weapons do, which is kind of unusual to see. Got 5 to go. They stand out against the other weapons. I know some people who actually kind of prefer it because the Octo Shot looks more like a real gun. Take that. Aw, I got your feet wet. You sank into a little hole. Oh wow. Taking a lot of damage here. Where? I need to kill this sniper. It's making my life hell. I am having to jump all over the place, up and down and all around all of its shots. Swimming in close. Hit you, thank you. There, that should make things a bit, yeah, you don't say, Murray. Pop that open. Get that little fetus. There's that. Is it worth my time to go back there? Probably. It's not really that far. That's more armor. Oh, you're an Octo Blaster. Stingray. I'm gonna try to save this special until the end of the stage. This would have been a hell of a lot easier to get sooner with all those snipers everywhere and being able to just take them out with unlimited range. But since I didn't do that, didn't do the smart play, I'm gonna try saving this till the end of the stage, just because there is something that I haven't talked about with that. Oh, there's also a turret here. Damn, I picked hard mode. I thought, oh, getting on the ink rail would probably be a really nice time saver. Nope. Break that. Got you. Got that. Final checkpoint. Only one of these suckers left. I'm sure I can find it by looking around-ish. I've not been into the enemy base yet. I don't have any of the collectibles. I'll meet you up top. There's an ink rail that takes us right back where we came from. And it's only good for getting more eggs. Fried eggs. Wait, no! No, it can't. It was right next to that Octoling that I killed that entire time. I didn't get the collectibles, but Yeah, so by not using my can special, I got 10 more eggs. That can be an incentive to not use that. I'm doing that stage over, because wow. I know exactly where these items are. I haven't even checked them ahead of time. There was another stingray here. It's not, oh no. That's mean. They make you turf that ahead of time to make this box appear so that you can get that. Now the question is, where would be the sunken scroll? Oh, it's on this platform that's not normally in the, no. No. I am a dualies. Doesn't sound grammatically correct, but it is. Can't believe you found that. After all you've seen me do, Marie, does anything really surprise you anymore? Double duty, and we get pandemonium ensued when pop star Callie was spotted at the airport by fans after wrapping up filming of her upcoming TV drama in New Sardine. She smiled through it all, but it's clear to this reporter that the pressure of fame is getting to her. Now, I do believe there was a weapon that I wanted to tell you about. I don't owe you a weapon, I just wanted to tell you about it. The old Squiffer Wetjet. This middleweight is similar to the Splat Charger, sporting speedier kill times but has slightly less range, lower object damage, and does not offer a scope. A unique strength of this weapon is its fast charge time in the air, allowing more acrobatic and movement-heavy sniping. Combined with the ability to store charges for 1 second, and it's surprisingly speedy at getting into position and letting loose. Seriously, if they don't see it coming, they're done. 9 full charges are allowed in a full ink tank, but it's unlikely to run into its ink limit as long as the player spent any time getting used to it. An unfinished charge is 40 to 80 damage. Not likely to score a kill, but it could happen if they took splash damage or something and you're just barely under full, I guess. Main power-up paired with Squiffers increases the range and gives it lines of ink that spread out more once they touch the ground. This is one of the more compelling effects that doesn't raise damage. Personally, I think when setting up to play, strike a balance between this and the mobility buffs. It's good. A Squiffer spends a lot of time moving around, playing with enemies at range, and not laying low in one spot like a traditional charger. It has decent movement stats and has to move around to take advantage of its low charge time due to the lower range. Its sub-weapon is point sensor. So, 0 damage. Yeah, we're really doing this! Makes it easier to hit your marks, ink consumption is low, and you'll get more assist with it. It's something to do when you can't make a shot, I guess. Also, it's good for checking behind scenery. I wish I had more advice to give, but yikes. I don't even think this is particularly good for manipulating people since there's no immediate danger when it's first thrown. And once tagged, they're just gonna pull back no matter how it lands near them. It can be used as a last-ditch effort to point someone out when you know death is imminent, but that's about it. Its special is Ink Armor, so here's the failsafe and the good. It makes you able to miss a shot and live to tell the tale, and help the whole team just by being there. 170 points is the lowest charge of any Ink Armor weapon, but this really is just a formality more than it is a reason to play the Squiffer. It's not a particularly good turfing weapon, so it comes out to just being a pretty slow charge time regardless. Now, while the Squiffer sounds like a charger for players who don't like sniping, I'd say it's anything but. Especially on this kit, it has very little way to defend itself, forcing it to land the mark every single time to do a single point of damage. It's gotta be clever about its movement as well. Aside from not playing it seriously, it serves the purpose of forcing you to get good with charger mechanics and not over-rely on other sub-weapons like new players to chargers might do. I'd classify this weapon as support. Another weakness is bad turfing due to the small shots being the only thing that colors in the ground. Its can-dos are being able to kill pretty quickly relative to the range that it has, pointing out enemies and giving armor. I'm sure the god snipers in the audience love it, and I wouldn't disagree with you, but I think the classic Squiffer is a very frustrating weapon to play if you aren't already into sniping and shooter games in general. Next up, it's the new Squiffer! New isn't always better. Its sub-weapon is Auto Bomb. Yeah, we're starting off like this. This bomb is a less immediate threat than the other types, and it's even slower at painting. It's not consistent at manipulating enemies, since much like the point sensor, they can usually just run away from it. It might get some good damage once in a while, but that's more of a bonus than an actual goal. The splash damage is 30, and a partial charge can absolutely do 70, but again, I wouldn't count on it being a consistent combo move. it's better to just get used to how enemies move relative to where the bomb lands and be ready to shoot a full shot. This is a pretty awkward combination, so what about the special? We fare a bit better thanks to the baller. The Squiffer is able to move more forward than it might have otherwise because it can fall back on the baller for a retreat. On the opposite end, it could be used to push into an objective and be more direct in scaring off enemies. I'd say this works best in splat zones and clam blitz, but is definitely a less frequently used Squiffer set. Due to the delay on blowing up the baller and the delay on a charge shot, I don't think there's any combo potential here. Enemies are just gonna swim away and recover HP too fast. That goes for all three parts of the set. 180 is a low charge for a baller, but you have to factor in the poor turfing and it comes out to being a pretty average charge speed. And next up, his royal freshness, the fresh Squiffer. Suction Bomb! Well, hey! Finally, a sub-weapon that normal people like! You know what I'm gonna say? The throwing range works perfectly with this thing's good range. You can cut off escapes, force people to fight you, use it to space out, and it can also just be placed out of sight to get a kill without having to hit a precise mark. The downside is the ink consumption. Without any ink savers, it's only 2 full charges tops after tossing this. So ink efficiency is more important here than ever before. Its special weapon is Inkjet. So yeah, we got a sniping special weapon too. It has higher range than the rifle cleaning supplies. It's sort of nice how its playstyle is very similar in both modes for the marksman and the crowd. Downside is it has pretty much zero way of defending itself if an enemy gets at the marker, so it's exploitable. The suction bomb just takes so long to explode. Plus, inkjets are wasted if you're just bad with them, and it faces stiff competition from the ink armor set, which doesn't have that problem. I think playing this comes down to whether that suction bomb looks good or if the ink armor would be more helpful for a team comp. 180 is on the low end of inkjet charges, but the main isn't the best turfer once again, so it comes out to, yep, being an average charge for the third weapon kit in a row. If there's one thing I hate playing and also hate playing against. Where are we going, Pearl? Where's my destiny? Makomar. Oh, wow, my destiny is retail. Oh, in summer camp. Wow, both of my destinies are minimum wage. I just love dressing like a fool. Either that or I like going for midnight swims in the ocean where I can't see where I'm going. Oh god, you're making me fight a Hydra Splatling with this thing! I thought it would be funny if I had to play a weapon that I don't like playing every once in a while, so we don't have a guest every single time. Didn't tag anybody with my point sensor, we're just in turf wars today. Oh. Where? Okay, you coming up? Oh look, nobody knew that you were there, buddy! I pointed you out to the enemy team! Oh no, what are you gonna do now? Oh, you're gonna shoot me? That's okay, I can swim backwards behind this thing. Oh god, he had ink armor on, that was a bad move. Okay, well, okay, well going back in, I like how there's ink rails in some of the stages. This was a feature that I was hoping would be in Splatoon 2 the most. I even made videos about it, about how ink rails were a really cool fixture in Octo Valley stages, the previous campaign. And, oh, wow, actually, I landed something. And I like that we actually got it here. Ink rails are fun to move around, and the fact that you can color it in with your ink color and the other team can't use it, it's pretty fun. Nice one. I got an assist right there. He did lay down an ink mine at his feet, which is going to make me pretty hard to sneak around, though, but it's okay. You got it. Now, if I can give you a little play tip. I want you to see, like, how fast that came out when I was in kid form. But if I'm in squid form, if I swim around, look at how long it takes to start charging up. You see how there was a startup there where I kind of had to take shape and my arms had to form and then the weapon had to appear in my arms? And then only when it did could I start actually holding it and start aiming? Yeah, so there are advantages to being in kid form. Movement is way slower, of course, but it does have the genuine advantage that your shots will come out a lot quicker. If you're having to swim around and stuff like that, it takes a little bit before the first bullet can come out. This is universally true on, I think, pretty much every weapon, so it's just a little thing that I could illustrate well with a charger that I thought might help you. Nope. Not today. Spared fly by the Emperi Splat dualies. Alright. I'm gonna go... For some reason, I thought I had a dodge roll briefly. I guess I'm still stuck on playing the dually squelchers. I think my brain is just trying to protect me from the sad reality I'm living. Here, let's just give him a parting gift. Lovely parting gift, and then we'll, not have enough time to hit that guy because my team has it anyway. Okay, that's fine. It's kind of nice when the team does good and you're not feeling like you gotta blame them for stuff. Not that you should blame them for stuff, really. You can always learn everything from any match. Even if your team was bad, there's usually at least something that you could have done better. Pointing you out with the sensor that I am. Nope. Ready for it? Wow, damn good brush. That Squid Kid's been showing me up the entire match. I hope they're not an octopus. No, what? So much of that was yellow, what? No, that's it. Wow, I inked half the amount of turf. I guess I'm a short-range charger, so that makes sense, but... How did I... No, All right. I thought I was gonna do so good and hit him. Oh, flick shot, flick shot, flick shot. That was cool. Oh, sometimes a wrong clock is correct. Or however the saying goes. Yeah, but it's still a wrong clock the rest of the time. Nope, that wasn't a disconnect. As it turns out, it took so long for me to get the other map, the maps have rotated, and now we have two stages that we have not seen before, and I don't know which one it's gonna be. We're getting one of those. Either Port Mackerel or Humpback Pump Track. Port Mackerel, you elude me yet again. I can never get my favorite map in the game. All right, so Port Mackerel is a very long stage. You got quite a ways to get to the center of the map, which the center of the map isn't like traditional centers. It's divided up into all these different avenues taken up by these boxes. So it can be a little difficult in the turf war to really know who has the most points at the end. Watching the squids at the top of the screen to see which squids are enlarged, if there is a danger symbol on them, could be a good thing to be aware of for this map in particular. They all have their specials. Oh, no, one of them died and one of them used it up. So there's a lot of lanes here. I don't know if I expected that to go any differently. I sure didn't. Got a lot of lanes here. If you're a charger, especially with long range, you can take advantage of that fact, shooting down those lanes. This place is a blaster's paradise, if I gotta be real. There are so many corners to attack from behind that you'll never really be caught off guard by somebody sharking on the other end of it. They never seem to hit that. There's all that. There are sponge blocks to aid with getting up on top of these crates if you want a better vantage point of the situation. Problem is the top of them don't tend to be inkable. What is inkable, however, are these forklifts that move back and forth and can be rode on top of. Come on, I thought I had that. There was no win in that situation. I thought I could sneak up behind him. I thought I could, and then I miss. Somebody in our base. At least I won that. See, just give me invincibility and there's no way I can do that. I think that's our first time seeing that you can't totally be spawn camped because there's an invincibility shield right there, so you can at least attack safely from spawn. There are some exceptions to this, however. There is the stingray rule where a stingray cannot be used inside of spawn. You get pushed out of it. People were super jumping back to spawn to do that because you can freely do that at any moment. Cuts off some time from dying. Now, there's a machine there that exudes some steam while characters are respawning. It makes a high-pitched noise as well. I remember that before release, I had a theory about that where, you'll see it right here. It's like a little gauge that goes up. There. Yeah, you see that little thing that's like exuding steam whenever I respawn? So I thought before release that was going to be a turret. Come on! That is disrespectful, man! I thought that was going to be a turret so that if you were getting spawn camped, you could launch like a bomb forward to stop them from spawn camping you quite so aggressively, which would fix a problem with if you're that far back, you could kind of use that. Maybe have it only in Turf War so that you're not getting to use it to defend the goal during Rainmaker or Clam Blitz. I think that could be a fun thing to do for Turf Wars only. I'm not even sure how this is going at all. I've contributed basically nothing this whole game. Oh, I thought I could snipe him at the whistle. If we lose by 0.1%, his guts would have made the difference. I'm pretty sure they took it. Oh, ah! That's pretty cool. Look at me. Wait, I got 4 kills. Oh, I guess those count assists because I had point sensors and I was using those. Freshness bonus, 3,000 more experience points. I've yet to talk about freshness in detail, but perhaps soon. Another thing about Port Mackerel is that both spawns have 2 side pathways that enable you to defend your own goal by sniping from them. Might be a good choice for longer range weapons. I look so hideous so frequently. It's even got pink on it to match it to my team color. It's like it's rotting and growing mold at the bottom. Next time on Splatoon 2, we're gonna be seeing a weapon, but faster. See you guys then? But before you go, I'd like to reflect on some things. How long had it been since they'd visited Arawana Mall together in their free time? They wandered past the new stores and some of their old favorites, enjoying the leisure of window shopping. After checking out all the spots they were interested in, they'd worked up quite an appetite and stopped at a cafe for lunch. Callie ordered a burger, Marie a slice of pizza. At times like this, talk turned naturally to the work they'd each been doing lately. They swapped stories of workplace happenings and gossiped about their co-stars. Each was concerned for the other, but neither wanted to darken the mood by discussing anything too serious. Callie decided to mention that she'd seen Marie at the cafe that morning. Marie seemed a bit caught off guard, but began talking about her conversation with Krusty Sean without missing a beat. It seems Sean had recently quit his job at Shrimp Kicks. He'd been the store manager there for years, but had long dreamt of opening a place of his own. A friend introduced a new opportunity, and Sean went for it. I hope he'll be okay, Marie said with some concern. He's always been a bit impulsive. According to Krusty Sean, Annie had been looking for a new gig as well. Truth be told, she'd never been much of a people anemone and felt like she'd given retail the old college try. She'd been keeping busy recently, helping decorate weapons at ammo nights. The more she did it, the more she felt like this detail-oriented part-time job suited her perfectly. Do you think Annie and Sheldon? Callie blurted out in excitement. No way, said Marie, smiling. Not a chance. It turns out Sheldon was busy himself, planning to expand ammo nights to a second location. He had his eyes on a prime spot in the part of town that was quickly becoming the new hotness for the Turf War set. That Sheldon has always had a nose for business, the girls agreed. The conversation turned to Cap and Cuttlefish. More precisely, that neither of them had seen him lately. It was true that their schedules had kept them too busy to pay him a proper visit, but they hadn't seen his head poke out of the usual manhole recently either. There was no real cause for alarm now that the Octarians had gone tame, and thinking of their grandfather gave him a good laugh. Surely the old rascal would turn up sooner or later. They got lost in conversation and time slipped away. When they noticed the sun beginning to set, Callie and Marie decided to head for home. They remembered just how much fun they always had when they were together. Fun didn't quite do it justice though. It was something more than that. Something special that made their hearts feel full. They felt as though the clouds that had been gathering around them had suddenly blown clear.